so that way we know if the mic's working. This is the first time. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I don't know if anybody. Grab my phone. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, let some people jump on. I'm gonna make sure the mic's all good and everything. This is the first time I've ever did YouTube live. So I'm gonna try to check right now on my YouTube. I think this is new to me on the YouTube live.
Mic sounds good.
Oh, mic sounds good?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. All right. So yeah, I do still want to get on my YouTube in case I need Did I just kill it?
It still says live.
I need to see about my oh, I'm on live right now. All right. Hey, Mike sounds good. What up, brother? Hey, Dave. Harley Dave. What's up, guys? All right. So I got y'all's comments. I can see y'all's comments on my phone. Brendan's got his comments. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna shoot some of. We got some of Columbia Coatings. Sorry, we got some background noise. We got some of Columbia Coatings, Illusion Raspberry, Illusion Ruby, and some cotton candy. Cotton candy is kind of a transparent, so it's going to go over. We got some galvanized pieces from Columbia Coating. We got some pieces that we cut here locally, metal signs. So cotton candy, we're gonna go over a galvanized surface, and then maybe a brushed metal surface I got set up. Illusion Raspberry, we're just gonna go over some signs, and then I'm gonna shoot the Illusion Raspberry and Illusion Ruby top coat with some acrylic clear from Columbia. Also, last week or week before last, we did some stuff with the Space Mountain. We shot some really cool Nightmare metal art with Space Mountain. I'm going to shoot the other equivalent, the opposite on the spectrum, which is Snowblind, which is really cool. I'm going to make a custom deal because it's still like gets me to think of the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So I want to do like a Space Mountain and an Alien. Do Space Mountain powder coat and then top the mountains with some Snowblind. That'll hopefully be in a couple weeks, but. All right, so we're gonna get some of this stuff set up. I appreciate you guys watching. Also, I'm Reno King. This is my worldwide headquarters, Armor Coating and Mid-10 Designs. I got Brendan, Jonathan, which is our metal art guy, my wife, my buddy Ruben Wolf from America's Barbecues here right now, cooking us up some food. Really awesome dude, he's over there. Hey! So we got some barbecue going on today. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you guys get some from this video, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my gun. And I think the first color we're going to shoot is some Illusion Raspberry. You know what? Take that back because the Snowblind is a full cure. So I'm going to shoot this, and this is a textured, so heavier the better. Just don't do it to the point where it starts running or coming off. But I'm going to shoot some of this Snowblind on some parts so that way it can be curing the full time while we do these others on a partial cure. So I already got all my stuff cleaned out. I just prepped it, but in the midst of all this, y'all gonna be seeing me clean my gun out. Of course, I'm shooting an LED, Cool Coat LED 2.0, or I'm sorry, a Cool Coat 2.0 DPW. This is the same gun I bought like 5 years ago when I started doing this, and I'm still using it. I did upgrade to the Omega gun just a couple months ago. Just because I've dropped my gun so many times that the internals are all cracked and busted on the inside. But I like to usually fill these the hoppers about 3/4 of the way full, so that way you get good 3/4 to a half. Which these are about 1 pounders anyways. So pretty easy. I already cleaned out my gun, so everything's ready to shoot. I'm gonna do a little test shot. I always do a little test shot just for a second before.
We got some good comments going. If you wanted to address that.
Oh yeah, Green Mountain. Always love watching your videos. Hey, thanks Green Mountain Media, blasting and powder coating, man. I don't know, you know, it's hard for me to pay attention to everybody all the time. But yeah, no, just keep going. And Mateo, the reason why I switched over to this is because I broke my gun, and it's better to have and just buy a new gun. I could have got the old one, but I haven't never used this one, and it is new parts, new tips. So you have to change that out, but everything else fits the same way, and they're not really bad price compared to other guns. But yeah, I mean, as for doing more videos, like I haven't done really any videos for a while, and I got a team up here now that's helping me with not only my powder coating and everyday business, but also my videoing too, because after a while it just got working all day and video editing all day. It's trying to meet that balance, but now I'm kind of pushing because I know it's going to help your business, it's going to help you guys, it's going to help my business, it's going to help everybody in the long run, and that's kind of why I do it. So yeah, we're going to shoot, let's see, actually I'm going to shoot, I got some of these, I'm going to put this well, I got a little Orca well I'm going to do up. Now this is one of the ones that we cut on our plasma table. So we cut a lot of art, but like so does Columbia Coating, and that one on here. Here's one of theirs. For the life of me, our plasma table could never cut that good. These are awesome laser tables. Can cut fine, small, intricate art. This is some galvanized, but I think you can get cold rolled and stainless steel from Columbia. They're probably one of the best prices to get metal art. Period. And then we make metal art here too to sell. So we're gonna shoot one of these Orcas real quick. Now I'm gonna run probably 80 kV. I didn't spray this off real quick. I just shot some all-in-one chrome on some valve covers, so I'm gonna show you all that here in just a second. My wife shot it earlier. So I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, you didn't ground it very well. Well, if you're shooting a little sign, as long as it sticks and covers good, you don't necessarily have to have a ground. I would say, huh? What is it? Messing with the mic?
Talking about not grounding.
Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say is the signs you can shoot in your booth just fine without a ground, as long as it's sticking properly, of course. I did run into a deal like me running this, because I have a wireless mic set up now, and it was, if I don't ground it, it'll interfere and give me feedback or a lot of static. And I think you can see that. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you get static on that, but I'm gonna ground it. But see, like right here, I'm not gonna ground this one. I'm gonna show y'all. It'll coat fine and look great. But with these, it's a snow blind, so Brian Talley says the better to make it look really, really good, you need to coat this thing in and put it on heavy, so that way it gets all the metallics in there and it gets this texture up really, really good. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna actually shoot two things, I think, which that's a really good one right there. So as you can see, this is real good in coverage. Not to the point where it's falling off, it's too thick, but I'll put that in there and let that coat, and it'll be come out here pretty soon. Now I'm gonna shoot this little dog, little German Shepherd silhouette. I'm gonna shoot this with some snow blind, and then we'll roll into the other awesome Valentine's colors. All right, so we're gonna put this, shoot this real quick. I'm gonna ground this one, so maybe you don't hear any of the crazy feedback or static that's in it. So got this little dog. It's been in the shop for a while. I was like, man, we're gonna coat this thing up. It's just sitting on the shelf. Probably been here forever. So it's grounded now. And you're probably gonna get a more even layout of metallics too if you ground it. But with this stuff, man, the way it textures up, it's not smooth, so it has textures and metallics. They got really, really good hiding characteristics. So if a part's like ate up or whatever, metallics, textures help hide the imperfections in the metal. And then if you really get a metallic texture, that's even twice as much hiding capabilities. So surfaces doesn't look as bad. You can probably still feel it, but you can't visually see it very good. So I'm gonna put this in, then we're gonna trade out for one of the cotton candies. This also was the first time I ever shot the snow blinds. I just got it in last night. Haven't even tested it. This might get a little loud, guys. I'm gonna swap out the powder real quick. And I just use air, blow everything out. The snow blind back in. Oh, I was gonna say, my friends down in Florida, Mitchell and Tiffany McGowan, Hooligan Powder Coating, they got some awesome new shirts. Y'all check those guys out on Facebook. Some Tony Montana powder coating shirts. Pretty awesome, dude. I'm gonna have to get me one. I'm gonna sport it on my page. It's pretty dope. Of course, sporting some Dirty White Boys right there. The original OG hat, Dirty White Boys. Really awesome. Those are some other cat powder coaters down in Memphis that are in our group. Has a lot of good time with it. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, you could tell me. It'll help me. Oh, that's awesome. The Vortex Cup, Dave, would be better. But I'm going to show you. You get guys in here. After you powder coat a lot, I broke it. Well, I didn't break it. It was Brendan's fault. But we broke the cup. But yes, a Vortex Cup would be better. And I'm probably going to buy a bunch of these just so I can do these videos in a lot more faster change out. You are correct. But I didn't want to buy one right now, and I'll get a couple later down the line and get it going. Or get some parts from Brian to get that one fixed. Of course, I wouldn't mind having a couple of them. They're really great when you're switching out powder real fast. So this next color we're going to be shooting is Cotton Candy. I'm not going to go in depth in cleaning my gun out. I am going to blow all the lines and everything. Oh, Harley Dave, by the way, you did an awesome job on those wheels, man. Harley Dave Custom Coatings in Pennsylvania. Don't quote me on that. I think he makes some awesome cups. He did some awesome rims the other day too. You should check him out. Harley Dave is one of the OGs from the Powder Coat Kings discussion group page. Him and a few other guys are the reason why I started the Powder Coat Kings discussion group page from this YouTube channel. So He's been supporting me for like 4 years. We both been supporting each other because he helps me out, I help him out. We talk long, on the nights, how to do powder coating, what's best for business. Really great guy and does some killer powder coating work too. So, blow this out one more time. So right now we got some of this cotton candy. This is a transparent top coat. So it's going to be best with a shiny base, either polished aluminum, polished stainless, chrome, heavy silver, a silver metallic base, silver, those are the bases that the shinier the base, the better the color is going to come out. Of course, there's also an option where you can put it on black or a white substrate, which we read that earlier in their pictures. They have on the website, they have a black base, a white base, and a polished or aluminum base, and they all kind of have 3 different shades and tints to this color, which is pretty awesome. There's not a whole lot of powders you can do on multiple, especially on a top coat, multiple base selections, 3 different outcomes. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, bad in PA. Yeah, all right. I struggle with the consistency of flow with my 2-pound hopper. I find myself always having to shake the bottle nonstop. I even have powder just falling out of the gun sometimes. That's Ryan Williams. So with these, these are great starter cups. And so I always say, no matter if you're doing a little bit or a lot, fill that thing 3/4 of the way. As the powder starts to go down, and the airflow that you start out with up here, you're going to have to slowly up your airflow, because now there's a little bit more extra volume of air to fill. As it does get pretty down low, yeah, I'll hold it and shake it. Just sit there and roll it. But if you're doing that much powder, I suggest going over to a fluidized hopper, like one of these. You just need a air source and a venturi setup. A pump, Gima style, angler, 90-degree pump style, it'll help a lot better. But this is a really, really good key for metallics and texture powders, because it mixes all that stuff together and keeps it mixed. So you have consistency of metallics or a textured surface on those parts. So watching your flow, and it even does that in the vortex gun too. So as the powder gets lower in the cup, you have to increase your PSI on your gun. Now don't ask me what PSI, because every powder is different densities, and I just do it by look. I don't run specific PSI. I have 80 PSI coming into my gun. What's coming out just depends on the type of powder and how it flows out of the tip of the gun. Usually if you're puking powder out the tip, you have way too much powder coming in, not enough air for it to kind of atomize, I guess, or mix your air to powder mixing ratio. It's kind of hard to control your air to powder ratio when you're doing one of these cups. It's easy to control it on a fluidized hopper. Those are your really awesome hoppers. And Columbia has a auxiliary air attachment, and I think the last time I checked, my buddy Daniel Powers in Memphis has mine, because he was using it, and so that way I can use a third air system, because this Columbia coating only has one air system. I can have 2 more air systems coming out of it, so that way I control the venturi setup and the fluidization off of one deal, which hopefully I'll have that hooked up later on. Show you guys. But my buddy Daniel Powers is using it right now, so I don't need it, but I'd like to do a video on it and show you guys. And like I say, hey, I might not be doing it the right way, I might be doing it the wrong way, but I'm doing it the way it works for me. And just this is how I do. This is why I'm showing you guys. I'm just showing you guys my way, what I do, how I've gotten this far. If it don't work for you, great, but maybe you can get something from all this and learn a particular way for yourself and the way you like to have it done. So we got the cotton candy lined up. So I have, so this I am going to shoot so this is galvanized, and I'm going to hit it with a, oh shoot. This is galvanized. This is from Columbia Coatings, laser cut, so it's pretty shiny already. And then this is something that I had metal. This is pretty thick gauge, probably 1/8 inch steel. And then I just hit it with a, after it was cleaned up and everything, I sandblasted it, hit it with a 3M strip pad on an angle grinder, and it gives it those shiny marks in it. So we're going to see what the look is between the difference of those. So if the mic didn't mess up earlier, I'm not going to use the ground because I don't really care to. If I'm doing real important parts, I will. But these are just to show, and if I sell them, cool. If I don't, no worries, it'll be for example. I totally forgot to hook my... I'm not used to talking and explaining and doing all this at the same time and me coating. So I forgot to put the deal in. And then blowtorch also. I forgot to tell you all about this. I'll blowtorch just a little bit, burn any lint. I don't know if you can see those sparklies coming off there, but that's the stuff you don't want. It's just burning pieces of lint and metal shavings, dirt, and all that stuff. Right off there. There's hardly anything on bronze stuff because this stuff's pretty clean. That's what you get with laser cutting. One day. I can only hope. Oh, I know how you feel, man. Bro, waiting on new powder coating products. That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, I would say if you're doing it like small projects in the garage, Vortex cup, even just for shooting samples, they also have a little 2-ounce cups deal through Columbia Coatings. You can get that. So if you're just testing a small amount of powder and don't feel like they got little 2-ounce cups you can hook up to the powder coating gun and just shoot it right there. Give you a good, so you don't have to go into a 10-minute hole, clean up, clean out, just to shoot one little test panel. There's a little bitty attachment you can put on the end of your gun right there and shoot just a little 2-ounce test powder. Oh! So that snow blind is a lot denser than this cotton candy. This cotton candy went crazy coming out of there because it was still at the same PSI. Of course, we're gonna probably 10 minutes at 400, which I'm probably just leaving it in there for a little while because I'm not gonna over cure it, but it's gonna be in there for a little bit. A lot longer than the 10 minutes at 400. So all you're doing is looking for a good consistency of color. Make sure you can't see any of the substrate. Of course, I usually use a LED light too. This helps out. I get these at Walmart, Ozark Trail. They're rechargeable, 300 lumens, and they help out a lot. And you can see if you see any of your surface color under dry powder, just coat it until you can't see it anymore. And that's usually when I stop. I see a lot of people out there using mil thickness gauges and stuff. I don't know whether it's even, I don't know, unless it's, I guess to say it's a quality assurance or specs from a company that requires it to be like 8 mils or 10 mils, I can understand it, but general everyday stuff, I don't see the purpose. Ooh-wee. Oh yeah. Shoot this love. Now these I am going to shoot front and back, and I know some of the stuff, like you'll see in a minute, like I didn't remove the mill scale, and obviously there's no mill scale on these, but I kind of judge it like, is the sign going outside? I'll blast and remove mill scale. If the sign is just going to be hung on a wall, I just clean it up real good with a sanding disc, leave the mill scale and shoot it because it's not going to be subjected to any wear and tear. Now, different applications, different places, and you got to be the judge on that. When and where to remove and how to do the blast profile and stuff like that. Should probably start my timers too. Little three timer kitchen timer from Walmart, really great. Counts up, counts down, any way you want. I always count up though. All right, so we got 2 of those. Let's move over into some Illusion Radberry. Is that Illusion Radberry? Yeah, Illusion Radberry. We got it. Oh, yeah. The 3.0 is way better than the EW dual voltage gun, man. Totally way better. Like literally, like when I do like custom motorcycle parts, tins, parts that need to be really, really perfect, I'll use my 2.0. When I'm doing large industrial stuff, I'll use this as an IntelliCoat, which hopefully soon I'll be able to get KK171 from Brian Talley, saving them pennies, you know. So this is done. Snow blind is done. Now we're gonna move over to Illusion Radberry, and then we'll finish up with some Illusion Ruby, which I've already seen that, but I've already shot a lot of that, but the Illusion Radberry I have not. All the Snowblind, the Cotton Candy, Radberry, those are all 3 new colors that I've never shot today. Stuff is hard to remove. You ever get that powder that just wants to stick to everything? That's this cotton. Oh, I did break down and buy some new cup stands from Columbia Coating. Hey, Brendan, if you don't mind, grab those cup stands, bring them over here, or just the ones in the bag. But so I haven't done really cups in 2 years, and that's what I started off of. That was my bread and butter, was cups. But I got so busy with other powder coating, I had to quit doing cups because it took too much time to do. So I think I'm to the point where I can add cups again. So I bought a couple of cup stands and hopefully get me a laser engraver this year and get back onto doing vinyl pulls, multi-layer cup logos, and laser engraved cups. So hopefully that'll be a deal. Oh, I was gonna say grab the bag of it. The bag of it. Just the here. Let me see that. And these are the cup stands, which I just got these in. Brian hooked me up. But we're gonna get back into making cups, and bought these little kits. It's got all the 30 ounce, 20 ounce, and 10 ounce, different sizes, washers, a couple of bases, all thread with the nuts and rubber washer system in there. Hopefully this week, well, probably next week, I'll get some cups done up. Oh yeah, Harley, you do need to pump out some videos, man. I got a lot of people loving those dang bomber cups and stuff you've done. Those water slides and stuff, those are really awesome. So Illusion Radberry. So this is an illusion color. Illusion colors, dormant colors. These are two-stage colors, so they require a clear for them to work correctly. They also require you to partially cure them before they work correctly. If you fully cure it and then put the clear on it, it ain't gonna do the cure, or it ain't gonna do the deal. So partial cure, clean substrate, partial cure, and then clear. And we're gonna use clear, acrylic clear today. So that stuff I put on some champagne glitz wheels a couple weeks ago. Phenomenal clarity and looking like that glass reflection. You know, you can see the sun popping off that clear coat, or the lights popping off the clear coat. Really gave it awesome. Awesome look when it was done. So these are 15 minutes total time, 400 degrees. So 400 degrees for 15 minutes for part temperature. I'm probably only going to let them sit in there. These are thin pieces of metal, so probably only about 4 or 5 minutes. Bring them out, let them cool off, and then I'll shoot the clear over them. Hopefully I don't run this video too long. Probably, I don't know if I could talk less, coat more, talk more, coat less. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, I made me some cup holders too for the 2 pound and 3 pound deals the other day. I just need one. So I just made it real quick on the plasma table. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna tap some back of here and then just drill it to the deal. So these will hold the 3 pound and 2 pound cups from Columbia Coating. I just haven't done it yet. Just cut them yesterday or day before. I can't remember. All right, so we're gonna shoot a love and a dog. Yeah, a love and a dog. This is one of those love arrows from Columbia Coating, and then I got another dog. Just my dogs sitting around my shop, chilling. Got to blow the stand hanger off. Hey, please, guys, if you got any questions, ask me now, man. I'm here. I'm available.
There's some questions.
I'll see what we got here. Well, definitely nothing wrong with starting small. Look at my older videos. I started in my garage at the house. Full-time military. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with. Actually, I prefer that. Because then you start off small. It's you and your struggles, your motivation, building a business. You start off big. It's a lot of overwhelming stuff. Not only getting the part right, but the finances, the bills, all this stuff. Business gets complicated. Starting off small and in the garage with powder coating, I think is the way to go. Especially if you don't know it. You just don't go out and be like, hey, I need, not everybody knows how to powder coat, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Even me trying to find employees that powder coat around here are non-existent. I have to teach everybody that comes into my shop because it's just not there. Nobody's going to be... I got 10 years of powder coating experience. Does not happen. So this is some of that Radberry, and I'm only gonna cook it for probably 3 or 4 minutes. Bring it out, let it cool, and then we'll put some crystal clear. And I'm gonna put some, so the snow blind does not require a clear coat, but my buddy down in Memphis, Daniel Powers, did do some, hey Brendan, you mind getting the door for me? Did do some, the Space Mountain, cured it all the way, and then put acrylic clear on there, and it looked really awesome. So I'm gonna try that with snow blind. These are only gonna sit in there probably like 10 minutes or so. Or not 10 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So in like 3 to 4 minutes, we'll need to pull those, I'm gonna start the timer on those. And I'm pretty sure the cotton candy's been in about 10 minutes. The snow blind's probably done. But I'll pull that here out here in a minute. All right, now I'm gonna clean this out. We're gonna go to the last color, which, well, second to the last. The last color is acrylic clear. But next we're gonna do Illusion Ruby, which is a really awesome red. Really awesome ruby red. Trying to get these bags open. Fingers don't want to work. Oh, by the way, it's cold as shit in here too. Or, it's cold in here. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cuss on live stream. Get popped for that. Huh? 1 minute. Pull it out, remove the snow blind and the raspberry. Leave the cotton candy. Well, not right now, but when you do pull it out, about 5 minutes. Yeah, because it's a 2-stage. The snow blind should be done. It's been in there probably 15, 20 minutes now. We can pull it out, let it cool, because I'm going to shoot one of them with the acrylic clear. Oh, and some of you who want to do YouTube videos, don't get complicated about it. I got some buddies here in town, they're like, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and they'll go out looking for software and cameras and all this jazz. I do have a mic, but I bought this for YouTube money. When I started out, it was just my phone. So just start simple and just make a video. Nobody cares if you mess this up, because then they can see where you started and where you ended. Look at some of my first videos. It's ugly. No, my wife used to tease me, why do you keep watching yourself? I'm like, because I'm teaching myself how to do this. I'm listening to what I say and how I say it. Trying to be able to talk to a group of people that are watching you and you don't see them is kind of difficult. So, yeah, 3 to 5 minutes. As long as it's melting, you're good. So contracts. Contracts. So I'll talk a little bit about that. That is, man, really there's no such thing as a contract. People talk about that all the time. I've worked for companies for years. I've never signed a contract. They send you purchase orders. So that they don't obligate themselves to using you. I tried to do it with Beretta. When I did some stuff with Beretta, no contract. They won't sign anything. Purchase orders are a legal binding agreement, and that pretty much is your contract for that job. So as long as you do a good job, and most of the time companies like that concentrate on 2 things, quality and lead time. Sometimes it's not all about the price, but how quick can you get it in, get it done perfectly and fast for them, because they're always behind. I just did a really big job for United Rentals, and it's a bad thing that big companies don't tell you about until you start signing up with them. They won't pay you right off the bat. Like, just because you complete the job don't mean anything. I had a deal through United Rentals. I have to wait 90 days to get paid, and they needed that stuff done, the stuff I had to do for them, in 2 weeks. It's not powder coated. It was was it some kind of epoxy water tank liner? It was a big job, but I still haven't got a check, and I did it the 1st of December. So, yeah. Contract jobs are good. It's better with smaller businesses. Big businesses are rough. So, yeah, so I'll tell you about the ground. I know I'm not using grounds, but I'll tell you about my ground setup. I have 2 grounding rods, 8-foot grounding rods. I have jumper cables coming, or actually cables coming from the machines to the grounding rods, and then jumper cables coming from the grounding rods to here. Jumper cables are probably your best ground that you're gonna use, like cheap wise. Just go to the store, buy 20-foot grounding cables or jumper cables, pull them in half, and you got really long cables, and then daisy chain off that on your rack. Because after a while, those little cables start to wear out, they bend, and the threads break right there where the clamp is. Jumper cables really don't do that, so they're usually pretty good about it. So, snow blind, it's done. I'm going to put some acrylic clear over this one. It's going to look really awesome. So yeah, it's Illusion Radberry. Usually your blues and your purples come out chrome before you put the clear. Now these are partial cured, and it would stay like this if you cured it all the way. If you put clear on it, it probably wouldn't do anything but put a little purple tint to it. It won't do the whole full color transformation. So after I shoot this, we'll get into shooting these 2 guys and get those colors coming out really nice.
Coming up on an hour, and everyone's stuck with us.
Yeah. So I got another lotto sign, and this is another deal. I don't know if y'all are Harry Potter fans, but yeah. This is Gryffindor. We're going to do a whole bunch of these, like all 4 houses. Sorry. I like Harry Potter, but I don't know everything about it. But we're going to do all houses in different colors and stuff. And we shot this one the other day, so we're going to try it out and see it. And then I got another love arrow from Valentine. So, put this on there real quick. I'm shooting a little, ooh, that came out really heavy. There we go. A little residual in there, but that's all right. And you want this to like not come out too heavy, but not come out too low where it's pushing powder or falling. If you see a cascade of powder coming out, like if it's coming out 6-8 inches and it's cascading down, something ain't right. Adjust your air or something like that. You want it to drift, like kind of smoke coming out. Shouldn't have been shooting it like that. I know, I should be wearing all this stuff, but I've been exposed to way more hazardous stuff than powder coating. I'm still alive. But it's not good for you guys. Wear your PPE. I'm by no means the standard of PPE. Also, I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out and watching, man. This is pretty cool. My first live video, and I've had some pretty good audiences through the way. Hey, Brendan, you mind grabbing the door for me? we're about to swap out and then start putting some clears on this stuff. See how it works out. This should be only a few minutes, like 2 minutes and 2-3 minutes for that. So that was the Illusion Ruby. So now Ruby's done. Now we're gonna roll into the acrylic clear. Ow! It shocked me. Dry days, man. Y'all ever notice like some days your powder sticks right and some days your powder don't stick right? And you're like, man, I could have swore I shot this part and it. Ow. So ow. So dry climates in the wintertime, there's a lot more static charge. Oh, you've seen that on video too. Oh man, mistakes happen. Oh no. Whoopsie. Oh well. No sense in crying over spilled powder. If you ain't spilled more than 2 powders or 2 pounds of powder, you ain't powder coating. No, I'm just kidding. Mistakes happen. You kick over the hopper. You think your bag's lined up, and all of a sudden you drop it everywhere. Yeah, it happens. Blow all this stuff out. So now we get into the acrylic clear. Oh yeah. So also with the acrylic clear, I was told that by my buddy Daniel, it's a little more difficult to shoot. I don't know if it doesn't hold the charge correctly or what, but I did notice it when I was doing the rims. It took me a little bit to get all the clear in all the areas. My buddy Daniel Powers told me it was very difficult to shoot, but I got it to work. So if you do use acrylic clear, it stinks like acrylic in the oven when cooking it, and it's also a little bit harder to shoot. So just be wary if you get it. Don't freak out if you can't get it to work. Just ask somebody. There's a whole list of people on Powder Coat Kings that can help you. Call me, I'll help you. I don't care. Whether I can get it to it right then or not, I don't know, but I'll get back with you. Usually if I have a big color change, I'll disassemble all this, but we're shooting examples and seeing how the powder works. I don't think it's going to affect anything. I will clean it out really good. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I will clean it out really good before I do the clear. That is a really important part. Clears and whites. That's why I shot the snow blind first, because I didn't want any color from the other pieces coming in. And my buddy just pulled out the Illusion Ruby. So as soon as I get all this set up and cleaned out, I'll show you what the Illusion Ruby looks like on a partial cure. It was in about 4 minutes. So I'm only doing a small amount because the metal is not that thick. You know, these are like 12 gauge, 16 gauge, 18 gauge parts, right? It don't take that long to heat up and flow out. If it was a wheel, it'd probably be in there 10 or 15 minutes before I pulled it out. So pay attention to the thickness of metal. It takes a lot longer to get warmed up and have the powder to flow and set. Because you can If you don't let the powder to set right and you put a clear over it, it'll wrinkle back up. That means your base wasn't cured all the way and it moved under the clear. So, got my acrylic clear, 12 minutes, 400 degrees, all pretty much the same. I run my oven at 385 all day long, every day. I never change my oven temperature. And it's solid. 385 because it's easier when I pull vinyls through powder. They don't get too hot too fast, and it gives me time to get in there and pull the vinyl out because there is a small window. And then also here, when we put the clear on all this stuff and have it cooked, I'm gonna sit because it's gonna be 15 minutes. So if y'all got any questions, please ask me, man. I'm gonna show y'all some of the stuff I've been working on. Like I got a new wheel rack. I'm trying to, not a rack, but a wheel attachment to go to a rack to hopefully do wheels. This little, I don't know if you've ever smelled the burning of acrylic or acrylic in a laser engraver being cut, but this smells exactly like it. And acrylic usually has a really, really good clarity. Just looking at acrylic pieces, it has super good clarity. Put all this stuff back up. Now I am gonna put some grounds on these just so it'll work right. I might not use the wide mouth nozzle, but I'll probably do one of each, like one with the wide mouth, one not with the wide mouth. So, oh, also, yeah, like let us know what you guys want to do with future videos. You know, I need some content. Just see me powder coating blue and black all day. But no, if you want to be like, hey, how do we do this? How do we do that? I'll do a little description video, post it up on YouTube, post it in the Powder Coating Kings page and stuff like that. So I don't mind helping you guys out, showing you my tips and tricks. All right, so I'm gonna shoot this well. I didn't clean it off. See the big deal magic marker we wrote on this. It said killer whale. And I thought I grinded it off, but it still bled through the white, and you can see it. I don't know if you can see it in there, but I could see where it was written right here. But I'm gonna put some acrylic on this and put it in the oven and see how cool it turns out.
We're gonna post photos later too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna post some photos later too, so you can really see. We'll put them on the Powder Coat Kings page and the YouTube page. I don't know the YouTube, but the my personal and my business page. So what's on the rack right now? Pull it out. So I'm gonna shoot all these colors, get them on the rack, and just put them in. Start the timer. Probably about 15-ish, a little over 15 minutes. Should do it, and it'll cure everything up. It's all relatively thin gauge steel, so it won't take very long to heat up. Oh, Rich, no worries, bro. You're not hijacking nothing. You're good. Compressor, man. Man, I see so many people dealing with compressors, dude. Yes, I will go over some compressor stuff. And I'm going to show you what little stuff I use. It's little, but it was expensive. But I've also had it for years and never had a single problem of oil or moisture or anything through my line. And I don't change it out. It's a refrigerator. But I bought a $2,000 35 CFM Ingersoll Rand. I think it was like $2,300. But I just run both my tanks into that, and I'll show you because I tried to do a check valve, and oh my God, those 200 PSI check valves, so freaking loud. Just a little bit of air through there. It was like somebody blowing through a flute. Just a lot of vibration of that. It was ridiculous. But I am going to shoot on this. I'm going to use the multi-coat nozzle. So multi-coat nozzle, 100 kV. Too easy. So Coming out a little heavy, but I'll just stay away and get that acrylic clear good and thick on there. And that's it. So this is textured, and I wanted to put the clear over this to see what it does. Just try it out, because my buddy Daniel did it, and I got to do it too. And then we got these Illusion Raspberry. And I'm not grounding this, by the way. It's not even grounded. I'm just using, I'm not getting no back ionization. No static popping. Of course, every time you put a layer of powder on, that next layer is harder to apply. It's just the way it is. A lot of people don't understand that, but especially when you get into the third to fourth stage, the powder is really hard to get onto the part, but all done up. Too easy. So I got these colors together. Oh, look. So this is those colors I just shot were the Illusion Raspberry. This is what the Illusion Ruby looks like. Oh, it's hard to even tell the difference. So, but yeah, I'm about to put that on this one. It's gonna look awesome too. Put that clear on there. Acrylic clear is relatively new to Columbia Coatings. I don't know how long they've had it, but I know they hadn't had it long enough for me to try it out last couple of weeks. So I try to, when people drop new colors and stuff like that, especially, I know I'm one-sided, I'm on Columbia. Only reason why is because, man, they've helped me out a ton since I started my business. Ever since I went to school, 2016, took the Columbia Coating class, and I think it was like spring. And ever since then, man, they have been such a big help. Brian Talley, their whole team is pretty awesome. I go down there. They're about an hour and 20 minutes away. I'll rush down there and grab powder if I need it. Sometimes just to go see them. Get away from the shop. Go to another powder shop. I'm going to do these back and front just to get really awesome coverage. Sometimes I don't do the back of signs, just depending, especially if they're multicolor like the American flag, because you just get into trying to tape everything off, and at the end of the day they're just gonna hang it on their wall and never see the back side, you know. So why? I don't know. Why coat it? I guess personal preference is always a key deal. But I understand, like the inside barrel of wheels where the tire goes, I'll coat those. 90% of the time I'll coat them. Why? Because it just looks good when the customer, once the tire is, it does help with corrosion too. But it just looks really good, like they just pulled the wheels right off the showroom floor, you know. So there you have it. That was the last of the Illusion Berry, and I'm going to show y'all some of this acrylic cotton candy. I said acrylic, cotton candy. So I'm going to put this in. It's all separated. It's about 20 minutes on this one. So this is going in the oven. Start the timer. Alright, now I'll show you some of this real quick. Cotton candy is really amazing. Holy crap. So, I don't know. There is a difference. So, this is the one I grinded up. And you can see inconsistencies in the color on this dog. But the one that I did that was just straight galvanized, now all we did was kind of wipe these off with a little acetone, hit them with a blowtorch. But the one I did is super even coloring. This has slightly dark edges. But it still is fully coated, but you can see a little bit through it. So that's how the substrate, there's a lot of metallic in it, but it's also a transparent color at the same time. So different base colors will change the final effect of this, which is really good because you can get 3 or 4 different colors out of one pink if you use cotton candy. But yeah, looks pretty awesome. I probably want to do a sign with this. I'm gonna look, see if you guys got any questions. I haven't checked my phone in a minute, but hopefully we can wrap this up pretty soon because I got my buddies over there cooking. Oh, so I guess let's go into the old air filtration. Go ahead and grab the camera and we'll walk over here and I'll talk to a little bit about my air filtration system. Now this is filtered through the whole shop, the whole building. So everything, my plasma table, air tools, powder coating, everything inside is through this air filtration system that I have, air compressor. Outside I use a 185 CFM air compressor, refrigerator, kind of the same style, but it's CFM rated for that air compressor. And then that's how I blast. So we'll walk over here and check this out. I just rigged this up. So what I have is a DeWalt, which this is about 17 CFM. I got it set at about 150 PSI. This thing hardly ever comes on. It's only a 3.5 power motor. So this thing runs like a lot. But I wired them in, and they're both coming off of 3/4 lines down to a 1/2 inch because that's what the back of the deal, the refrigerator. So this is an Ingersoll Rand non-cycling air dryer, so it just stays on. Cycling means only when air pressure comes through there will it cut on and dry the air. This one just stays on. Non-cycling, it stays on all the time. And this is the only thing I have. Like I have no other filtration system set up after the fact. This is a 24 CFM Ingersoll Rand air compressor. So combined, I have about 41-ish CFM. This is only rated to 35 CFM, but it don't matter because I'm never going to use 40-something CFM of air through here. So it'll still dry all the air out equivalently, perfectly fine. And I have zero moisture coming out of my lines, no oils, no nothing. And I've been using the same, basically the same setup. It's been rigged differently, but the same setup for 3.5 years now. I used to use some desiccant dryers, but you're always changing out desiccants, especially if you're got a blast cabinet over it. Desiccants, a blast cabinet will kill all that. If you're using a blast cabinet, just go ahead and get you a dryer. I never service this. That's what you're hearing right now. The air releasing itself and blowing any moisture and oil out of the system. So hopefully that answered your deal. Don't mess with all these desiccant dryers and all that. You can put a little pre-filter on right before your guns, which is perfectly fine. It's not, I would suggest it. I don't know whether it's going to do anything or not, but maybe if your line gets clogged up or something starts messing up, you'll notice it there at your desiccant or your air water separator, and you'll see it start to accumulate more water than normal. Last, like tertiary measurements, I guess, to make sure it don't mess up. Let's take a look, see if this stuff changes colors. Oh yeah. So that's that Illusion Ruby. And this is the Illusion Radberry. It's already changing color. Not the final color yet, but we're waiting to see what happens. The longer it sits in there, whew, that acrylic stinks, but it looks really good. So the longer it stays in there and the closer it gets done to a cure time, the more vibrant those colors will be, which is pretty awesome. Oh, any more questions? I didn't even look at my phone. I'm sorry.
I have a question, Andy, but if anyone
Oh, you're welcome, man. Oh, I do have auto drain. There is an auto drain set up on my Ingersoll Rand. I don't have it connected, but I am going to put all those connections from the other air compressor, the DeWalt, the Ingersoll, and the air dryer. I'm going to put all those in to my auto drain valve and push it outside, so that way I don't have any moisture sitting in here. So also in the wintertime, it doesn't, so there's not a lot of moisture. So this is where you get all the moisture in your compressor. So outside when it's hot, humid, you have a lot of humidity in the air. It's compressing that stuff. The air compressor's getting hotter. The air's hot already. It compresses it and it'll pull moisture when the air starts to get compressed and the moisture in the air gets compressed so much, kind of like rain. But it's pushing all that moisture to the bottom of your air compressor. That's why you see the drain valve at the bottom and your air out on your air compressor about midways to keep that moisture down the bottom. That's why it's good to drain it every day in the summertime. I only drain it every couple of days in the wintertime because it's just the air's drier. You're gonna get more. You're still gonna get moisture in there. It's just not gonna be as much as it is at 90 degrees at 80% humidity. So the oven I'm working over there is a Columbia coating oven. It is super quiet. I bought that 3 years ago from Columbia. It's a 6x6x12. And then I have this oven. Yes, so this oven right here is, yeah. But my Columbia coating oven is not as loud. Oh yeah, Brian Talley is the man. He's helped me out so much. So yeah, so when I'm doing like majority of stuff, I'll have my machines hooked to my grounding rod, just to get back to some of that earlier. So I got my machines going to my grounding rod, and then those jumper cables coming to my part or my rack. Oh yeah, it is. So that's why I like doing this too, man. Like all you guys coming in, talking, giving your opinions, and all that stuff. That's what I'm doing this for. You know, I love it. You know, I do it to help you guys out and to give back. You know, I've been getting a lot. Brian Talley's helped me out a lot. I've had other people help me a lot. So it's kind of like paying it forward. You know, I'm just trying to make y'all a successful business. You know, some of you guys do it for a hobby. Some of y'all went all in. You know, like selling the farm. I'm going all in on this. You know, kind of like I did. Not at first, but last year when I got out of the Army, I did. Like, I'm not giving up. Even though like 30 times this past year, because all the BS, I wanted to give up so bad. Yes, so we did talk about that, Rich. So last year, January, me and Brandon Morgan and Brian Talley went all down there to meet over a couple things, and we were going to announce it, and then COVID happened. It killed everything. Like, and I don't know where we're at with it now this year. We haven't done a lot of talking. I think we're still kind of, some of the businesses are still trying to, in the powder coating group, recover Hey, don't worry, man. I make my wife work in here every day. She likes it sometimes, but hates it a lot. Tell her sorry. But I hope you're doing awesome. And you are, I see you. So, but we were going to do an advanced, we were going to try to set up an advanced powder coating class at Columbia Coatings. And that was what our plan was last year. And we were going to try to run it to where the first iteration or so was from whoever could accumulate from the page, and all of us come together and throw ideas down and try to build up a lesson plan, go through a whole deal of like 3 to 4 day course. Powder coating group, Powder Coat Kings. That's the page I started. Now it's way more than just me. It's Brandon Morgan, B2 Powder Coating, Rich King, Rags to Riches, Daniel Powers, Dirty White Boys. There's Josh Koresh. There's Harley Dave. There's a lot of admin, a lot of great people, and we're continuing to grow. We got some good people who know the business, know what they're doing. Have been doing it for many years. Okay, so Powder Coat Kings is also powder, and coat is spelled with a K, and Kings is spelled with a K. I don't know, play on word stuff, whatever. Do my business. Let's see, we got about 5 more minutes, and that'll probably wrap up this deal. And I know, man, Harley, we're almost to 1,000 members. This is pretty awesome because, like, 2 years ago, it was like a bunch of people I invited, like people who helped me out, some of my friends and family, to kind of boost the business. And then some of those main guys that started, contacting me through my YouTube page, through my business page, and me helping out. It was like 200 or 300, 200 something. But over the past 2 to 3 years, and especially this past year, it jumped. I think we went from like 400 to almost 1,000 just this year, which is pretty awesome. I'm super stoked. Yeah, it's pretty cool when you look back at it. I'm like, oh dang, man. It's like, yeah, I put a little seed out there, and all these people are coming together. And that's why I try to keep this group, mainly to powder coating, cater to powder coaters, not those big industrial $1 million companies, but to the guy who's starting out. This is the guy that mid-range, the guy that's like has nothing, or the person who wants to build something. And that was my whole deal of doing the powder coating thing, was build a legacy for my family and help other people out just like me that nobody else would help out. Because 5 years ago, if I would have went to somebody and be like, hey, let me borrow $100,000 so I can start my powder coating business, they'd laugh at me. But now they're looking like, damn, I could have went in on the deal with him. And now I could be there with them. But, yes, sir, I do too. Long nights with Harley Dave, Jay, Brandon, and even in the last couple of years, new guys that come in that I stay up late at night, and their interest, the more they're interested in trying to get it right, the more I'm going to help them out. It's the guys who kind of like, oh, I want to learn how to powder coating, and I tell them something, and then they don't do anything, and I don't see them or hear from them in a couple months. You kind of just wasting your time because I don't know if they're going to do anything. I do help them out, but you're looking at Brandon Morgan, Harley Dave. Y'all guys have stayed up with me in the middle of the night for hours and hours and hours and hours talking and discussing, trying to get this stuff figured out. I'd FaceTime you and stuff. It is nice because really at the end of the day, there's a lot of powder coating. Everything gets out there powder coated in the world today, man. Everything from your refrigerators, your fixtures, your cars. And there's enough, but everything in the industrial world just about gets powdered. If it's not getting painted, it's getting powder coated. That's what I've learned here, just in town and just looking out there. There's a lot of powder coaters that are stacked up for business, for 3 to 4 weeks behind because they have so much coming in and trying to manage that influx of business and get it pushed out in a timely manner. But yeah, and there's more custom shops. So you look at 20 years ago, everybody has custom paint shops. You look at all the custom paint shops in town. There's tons of them. Whether it's collision, custom, some do collision and custom. But there's hardly any powder coating shops in town. But it's getting more relevant. A while back, there wouldn't be but maybe powder coating in Nashville and stuff like that. There were some small powder coating, but not the ones that would do the custom crazy design. Just in the past 10 years, has that gotten more, the equipment's been getting more affordable, knowledge base out there like this, how do you learn? How do you do this custom? There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of costly. And I'm trying to cut that, cost down for you guys too, because when I started doing it, and a lot of the other guys that started doing it, 5 and 10 years ago, there was no information out there. Like, yeah, you could go to a class, but nobody was teaching you how to do two-tone. Nobody's teaching you how to do phase. Nobody's teaching you how to do vinyl pulls. But now there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of good videos out there on YouTube now. Pretty awesome. And it's hopefully the community still grows. I don't think it'll get flooded. And I do. They blocked your comment, Harley Dave. You said bitch. Oops. But hey, we're at 16 minutes, guys. So we're gonna pull this out. My phone was talking to me. We're gonna pull this out and look at it. It should be all done. Gloves. Ayah. Wondering if I messed up or not. I've never tried an Illusion and acrylic clear. It does suggest super durable wet, but I was trying to reach out there and do something. It didn't change, and now I might have to do some research on this. It didn't change like it was supposed to. Well, at least we learned something from today. The Radberry did, but it didn't change like, usually it'd be more vibrant. I don't know. Maybe I'll shoot these with some, super durable wet. It was all new to me today, so. If I mess up, good. But that's the, this is Illusion Ruby. And yeah, I just pulled these out of the oven. They're super hot. And this is the Illusion Radberry. I think it's supposed to be a little bit more vibrant. Of course, that's a really great Illusion pink color too. But I'm about to check that. Now let's look at this Snow Blind. That one's still a little hot, but it is a very glossy effect now. I don't know if you can do it. Probably get a light on it too. But it might dumb down the metallic too. It don't look too bad. It looks really good. So next time we'll shoot some, I'll probably get some of these pictures posted up later because I'm going to do some,
It's not really working. Pictures.
Yeah. I'm going to do some, do these again. I'm going to put, use super durable wet clear, and I should have did that. I hope that. Oh, be sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe, and please like it and tell your buddies, tell your friends. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for going live. I learned something. Hope you guys did too. Have a good one. Thanks.
We've got a few more questions before we go.
Oh, a few more questions before we go. What's? Oh, never, Ryan. I haven't. I need to. I was really just trying to build all new racks. Probably need to do that. Maybe make a video of it. I don't know, but yeah, I probably should clean my racks up a little bit. I've been using them for a long time and don't do it. Clean my hooks. I usually just throw away my hooks and buy new ones, but I got a lot now, and I'm probably just gonna strip them. So yeah. Well, all right, thanks guys. Now I'm gonna go get some food. Got some barbecue ready. Y'all have a great one, and thanks for watching.